Pisces. Okay, wow. I just had to show you pre-shuffle. I hardly even pre-shuffled, but these flew out and it just kind of kept coming. So we're going to go over it and then we'll lay out a spread. But look, you got the Sun card. Happiness. Could be children, but it's brightness, happiness, things being created. There's growth. What does the sun do? It illuminates. It shines a light on things. It creates, it makes us healthy. Makes things grow. It's beautiful. And you also got the Seven of Cups. And I was like, wow, wow. Okay, and then the Ten of Pentacles. And then bottom of the deck was the King of Cups. So that's somebody, with a lot of love. I feel like for a lot of you, this is actually you radiating, or maybe, you've done some heart chakra work, opened up your heart chakra, feeling loving. But then look at that. Looks like you walked away. Something. This is just where I split. My finger was splitting the deck. The Eight of Cups. So I bet you we'll get some. I'm feeling these cards really strong, so I bet you we'll get some of this in our reading. But the Judgment card, second chances. There's some kind of restored, I don't know, love, energy, vibrance in you. Let's stick these in here so we don't question it if they come back up. Oh goodness, look at that Fool card. Interesting. Well, surely I didn't have all these cards out, right? All right, so let's do a spread for you guys. Pisces. How are you? Pisces. Yeah, I feel something good coming. I'm already also, something I'm getting just intuitively is that somebody that you have been dealing with has just been very spoiled by you, or not really having to earn or put enough effort into earning your attention, and you've earned your affection and you've given anyway. And so so there's something about pulling back, like taking your focus away from something, someone. It's empowering, I think, when you do that. And of course, what happens is it makes that person miss you. Yeah, empowerment. Something happens to where you're able to get your power back. There's the Queen of Wands. Oh, let's stop there. Okay, Four Swords. It's like you pulled yourself out of this. Exactly what I just was picking up on. You have pulled yourself out or taken a break from taking a bunch of action. I think it's love. We'll see. Recent past, Eight of Swords, feeling stuck, trapped. I can tell you what this reading is going to be already. The Eight of Swords is where you feel mentally stuck and trapped, but you're not. She's not. She could get out of that. She could pull that. Her wrists are tied, but she could still pull the blindfold off and then probably get out of the. It's a mental entrapment, but you're freeing yourself of it. Oh, something good coming. Wow. Three of Wands, progress. Nice. The Chariot. You have options. Again, we've multiple messages about options here. Look at that Ten of Pentacles. So there's an element here of no more settling. And it's a big adjustment because, and by the way, at the, I'm so passionate about some of the little health tips and wellness and just happiness tips that I learned studying neuroscience. So I'm going to start going over those at the end of the readings. So stick around if you want to hear on that one. What I'm going to go over today is about how to visualize when you think of people that you love, how to really just send them positive energy and visualize them, and just speaking, positive words over them, and that's going to be today. So we'll talk about that. Okay, so I don't remember where I was, but there's the Queen of Pentacles. This is all about being resourceful. This is like a restored sense of strength. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's stable. She doesn't question herself. She doesn't over apologize. She doesn't show, a lot of emotion if somebody's not treating her right. She's very reasonable and practical, and she uses words like that. Well, that's just not reasonable. If if you're putting a lot into something and somebody has gotten into a habit or it's kind of created a dynamic of one person not having to do much, but there's a pulling back. You're going to be freed of it. Look at that Hangman. There's your advice is still, or what other people see here. How this situation is viewed is somebody pulling back, holding back, seeing things differently. The Hangman is somebody who, he looks at things through, well, he's got his eyes closed, so he's like really meditating, but he puts himself in this position so he can separate from what he's kind of gotten into a habit of thinking and doing and look at things through a different perspective. It's going to be extremely eye-opening, and oh my gosh, look at this, Ace of Pentacles. Some sort of, it could be an apology. I do feel like this person that you're dealing with, it could be a job, it could be a family member, but for most of you, I feel like it's love. The situation you're dealing with, they are going to be forced to look at things in a different light. There's going to be respect gained, stability gained. This is going to change you in very positive ways. Outcome, 7 of Pentacles. In the advice position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. That's something very strong and stable beginning. So if you're questioning whether to go back, this is, go towards whatever comes in very, very stable. So if a person that you've been sad over, they don't come back stable, saying the right thing, showing it consistently, that's not where you need to be. You need to go where it's, stable and strong, because this is a huge blessing. This Ace of Pentacles. Let's get some clarifiers. This Star. The High Priestess. You are in your power. Yeah, you're leaving something. We'll ask how they feel. There's your options. Look, this is crazy. You are seeing... Okay, so there's a lot of healing going on. This is hope healing. This is one of the, favorited cards in the deck. It's Aquarius energy. It's the Star card. Beautiful. It's kind of got that vibe of remembering who you are and going after your dreams. There's a knowingness of who you are and what you deserve. You're walking away towards what? Options. You're like, I have all these options. So I know, here, I'm going to speak for you for just a minute. And it's not because I'm literally speaking for you. I'm just going to try and speak for you so that this is the mindset that you're adopting or coming into. It's kind of like, so I know I create my reality. I have the inner knowing of my value with the High Priestess, right? I don't have to speak it. I don't have to tell people. I don't have to show it off or anything like that. But I do know who I am and what I deserve and where I want to be. I do know my dreams. I do know where I want to be. You don't have to put a specific face with it, but you can just feel, visualize the happiness, the dynamic of your life, your dreams, not shorting yourself. So those things. So you're kind of like, well, I know what I want. I know what I deserve. I know what I'm capable of. So guess what? I'm leaving something even though it's hard. And why? Because I know I have options. It's like eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Just knowing this is going to open doors for you. And just let me just say, I've kind of, we've all been through it, but just because you have options and you know what you deserve and you go after it, you know that you create your life. You create your destiny. You create your future. So that is empowering for you. So you know that you're going to walk away from something even though it's hard, okay? Something that's not working right. And there's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of love there, and it doesn't mean that you're going to walk away and you're not going to have those moments, maybe every single day, maybe every hour, every day for a while, where you still feel sad. Even from personal experience, even when you meet someone new or you're with someone and there are 10 times you know, you're happy with them and they're amazing and they treat you wonderful, you still can have moments where you're sad over, you know, the person that it didn't work out with. But that you can have both. Okay, you can still, you know, occasionally feel sad. Eventually, you'll probably get to the place where you're like, oh, what was I thinking? You know, but a lot of times when we hang on to something when it's not a fit, there's some childhood trauma bond involved there. This could be the same person coming back. We can ask some questions about that if it's going to be revisited. But you are taking your power back, walking away from things that aren't working because you know why. You know you have options, and you know that you're in control of your destiny, your story. 5 of Cups. So the 5 of Cups is sadness. Look at that. The world, the cycle completion. This is so amazing, you guys. 5 of Cups, sadness, focused on what's lost, okay? What is the World card? A cycle completion. You're coming out of that. You're coming out of it. So the 5 of Cups I love because it's 3 spilled cups, but there's 2 cups standing. 2 cups is what we want. We don't want to deal with somebody that's got a third person or a third energy or something else that we're competing with, whether it's alcohol or addiction or, whatever. We want the 2 cups, 2 focused cups, 2 people who see eye to eye, 2 people who give. You're going to have options and clarity. Oh my gosh, here's the 2s. Look at that. 2 of Pentacles. I got this good option. I got this good option. Here's the Ace of Swords, truth, clarity, and then the 2 of Wands. It is definitely a decision. It's a path you choose, because the path that you've been with or on is not fulfilling. This person, somebody's not seeing your value. And when somebody doesn't see your value, the cards aren't saying that. I'm just kind of assuming that, that might be the problem. But if somebody doesn't see your value, what happens is we naturally want to pursue so that they do. But chasing people makes people run. So the only thing, it's not one thing you could do is pull away. The only thing that's going to work when somebody's not seeing your value, by pursuing them more or trying to show your value, they see your value less. You actually do value yourself more. So pulling away, seeing your value, empowering yourself. I want to look at that Chariot a little more. Tell me more about the Chariot. And then I want to ask a few questions about the person, like the energy you're dealing with. Okay, 9 of Cups. So do you think the person that you're dealing with is going to come back, rushing back? But see how it's like, do you really want to go back into swimming with sharks? I don't know. You're going to be stronger. I just saw the Temperance card. Gosh, look at this again. So this is where your choices are coming in, I bet. You got one that comes in fast and furious, probably is like not quite, you could get bit, right? Swimming with sharks. But then you got another one coming in slow and stable. And your advice here is to just go with the stable. So those are 2 of your options. What's this person that has Aries? Oh, maybe there's Aries. The person that you have been dealing with, how are they going to feel? What's going on with them? 9 of Wands. Yep, wounded. They're like, what the heck? Because why? Because they've always had you at their disposal. You've always been available. They're not going to let go. They're going to act like they do. But look at that. They actually the script may get flipped. They may try to entice you back. But, I hate to even focus on that. I feel like we need another one. 11. Good stuff for Pisces. 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, they're going to feel left out. So I think what's going to happen is they're going to be a little bit in disbelief that you were able to. They just always had you available, I think. They were always able to come back. Wow. You're freeing yourself. The Devil, the Fool card again, starting new. going towards what? Independent. You're going to have some time alone. I think this is going to be empowering in a way that you don't have to be with someone. There is recognition, 6 of Wands, credit recognition, which is, you know, I'm kind of feeling like for some of you that might be just coming from yourself. Yeah, it's created self-love, 4 of Pentacles, protection, and then look bottom of the deck. This new person, the person that you end up with that you're happy with, keep your eye out for an Aries, but also just got Taurus. Doesn't have to be though, but this is going to be somebody that, it could be somebody from your past, but it's going to be somebody that it's not going to be a struggle. You're not going to be always wondering how they feel. You're not going to be trying to figure out how to have that conversation with them. It's just going to flow. It's like, yeah, we like each other, so we get together, then we make more plans, and we get together, we make more plans, we end up seeing each other more and more. It's not going to be a big struggle. It's going to be more of an open flow. But you got to get out of the thing about the, you know, person that hasn't seen your value. You got to learn your lesson in that too. Your lesson might be to not give yourself to people that it's not reciprocated. Something like that. Like, don't overgive. There's got to be something in here for. I'll pull a card, but there's got to, yeah, lay a strong foundation where 2 people choose each other. Don't, you know, it's kind of like I don't want to offend anybody, but and this may be a harsh way of saying it, but it's like, it's not just a made up story in your head. It's real. It's built on a strong foundation. It's 2 people that choose each other. Okay. I'm gonna pull an oracle. It's an awesome reading. I'm getting really good readings. We just did fire signs by the book. Loyalty. The elephants are very loyalty. I mean, they're very loyal. 11. That might have to do with what I was saying about the way your next, you know, situation comes in. It's going to be just more the way you expect it to be. It's going to be more a flow. It's going to be like, it's not such a strenuous deal of, you know, are they going to call? Are they not? It's not, well, I can't call too much. You know, it's not like that. It's just, the only thing you really have to watch out for, I believe, is not overgiving or believing in someone, you know, or over, like when you see somebody, you meet someone, you see their Instagram, and you're like, oh, they look good. Oh, look, they have this. They have these friends. This looks like a great life. And then you just kind of start planning your future with them in your head. That's kind of like something that I feel like maybe you have to make sure you watch for. Look at that, 2 of Cups. So just make sure it's equal, I think. Yes, building blocks. Ta-da. Stable foundation. Let's look at that. Somebody else got that. Maybe Sag. And you know what else? This almost caught my eye, but it didn't. I saw it, and I just saw it, but I don't know why I didn't pull it. It didn't come out. I didn't actually pull it. But this might, you know, be a message for someone, a clear knowing that something is being denied to you. Rejection is God's protection because you've got something better. And if it isn't somebody totally different, which for majority of you, it is somebody totally different. But if it isn't, then it is the person that has not been valuing doing a complete turnaround, which is not, you know, which is pretty rare. Let's see. They do always come back, though, don't they? Which is very validating. Strong foundation and beautiful work in progress. So be proud of yourself, Pisces, because you've done a lot of building, growing. We had that from the very beginning. Being back in your power, taking the time out, self-realization. So it says, you have everything you need to cultivate an extraordinary life. We talked about that too. When in the very beginning, where we said, you know your potential, you know what you're capable of, you know what you deserve. You have a knowing of where you want to be, what you want, what you deserve. So this is extremely congruent. This is a time when your focus needs to be on the foundation you build upon. Your work, your relationships, and your very being are underwritten by your values, ethics, morals, and core beliefs. Are they still true for you? Will they stand the test of time and serve as the solid ground upon which you construct your life? Now you're making changes that will affect everything in a positive way. Your destiny is truly a remarkable and beautiful design. Okay, here we go. When you see this card, you know that you're attracting new relationships into your life and solidifying the ones you already have by building them on foundations of honesty, humility, clear communication, and a genuine desire to know each other. You are moving toward laying the groundwork for a relationship with the firm footing that will ensure it can withstand any storm. Long-standing relationships are also repaired and strengthened. You and the other person are stronger, wiser, and more powerful together than apart. Okay, so now's the time to address the cracks in the foundation of your life. Perhaps your values have changed. And I'm going to add to that your values, your wants, your desires, your self-value. Maybe that's changed. And it's time to strengthen your convictions and let go of things that no longer serve the vision that you have for your life. Or perhaps you chose to ignore the signs that the situation or agreement you entered is not right for you. So remove the rotten pieces and reinforce your core moral strength and integrity. Now is the time for rigorous honesty, for you are called to renovate and upgrade your consciousness. You will be so happy when you do. Spirit has a spectacular blueprint for your life, far beneath your imagination. Don't be afraid to replace what is not solid. Where's that? Yep, there you go. You're going to have to, make a conscious decision, which is showing you do that. Okay, so now let's just talk real quick about just a real quick little, wellness and happiness thought. So something that I started doing, I'm going to start doing this with you guys too, for you guys, whenever I read your comments, like literally visualize. And I'm doing this for my kid, for my son, for the person that, hurt me, that I still care a lot about, for anybody that I love. I'm taking time, and even if I don't set it like a meditative time, whenever I think of them, I'm forming a habit I spend time with the people that I love even when we're apart. So I will just focus on them, send positive energy to them, visualize them happy and healthy, surrounded by love, surrounded by like a glow, and speaking positive things over them. So I'm trying to make a habit. I thought I would share that with you guys. So far it has been very rewarding. And, just kind of even tapping your heart and then sending out love to them. But also, I also want to add to that, especially when there's somebody that you're worried about, like your kids or like my son's taking on some very huge new venture right now, and he's scared, and it's a pretty big deal. And, there's a possibility he could get hurt or fail or whatever. But so instead of, when I tend to worry about him, I'm shifting that into kind of just setting intentions for him, manifesting for him. So, and I'll catch myself worrying, but then I'll try to remind myself. You can put a rubber band on your wrist and snap it, to try and break habits and to reset neurotransmitters. So if you catch yourself thinking negative, for example, I were to catch myself thinking scared, being worried for my son, or worried for him driving, or he's going to be on a flight tonight, anything like that. Once I catch myself worrying about it, I try to flip that to where I visualize him smiling and successful, surrounded by love, surrounded by light, and just in a very happy, healthy state. I visualize this, and I'm telling you guys, it's so powerful. Anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you guys, and we're going to start doing this at the end of every video. So Pisces, you've got big changes coming, a big kind of a glow up coming for you. You're getting your power back. Somebody is going to regret losing you. does look like it could be an apology, but I think more so than an apology, this is symbolizing a very stable, beautiful new beginning. You are going to have the ability to be independent and take your time, choosing, letting something grow slowly. You're going to have options, just very, very strong empowerment. I think I picked up on an Aries and a Taurus. You might want to keep your eye open for those kind of energies coming in. But it's all about foundation, okay? All right, I love you guys so much. Please hit like, put some comments, even if you just put a heart in the comments or let me know that it resonated. All the activity that you can muster up to help me get the videos in circulation, I struggle with my Pisces readings. I don't know why. I love doing Pisces readings, but I don't have a very big Pisces following, so you guys could really help get the video circulated and picked up by the algorithm by, putting a comment, thumbs up. You could hit the share forward button and copy link, all that, everything and anything you can do or are willing to help out with, I would appreciate. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the comments. Bye, Pisces.